back to the Fanspire. It's been a bit of a while since we've done a live show, but we are back to talk about a very exciting Premier League clash. Of course, you must have already seen the title. It's Man United versus Liverpool. Of course, we've seen some brilliant matches Saturday, Sunday, and last match of this week is going to be super exciting. So, of course, we have our fans here today. Super glad and super excited to have you all here. First off, we have our Liverpool fan, Nidhi. He is from Menace and the Monk. Go do check out their channel and subscribe to them as well. Liverpool fans, you all have to go ahead and subscribe to them because they put out some really good Liverpool content, and of course they are fans as well. And of course, yeah, coming to our United fans today, we have Sauradip and Elroy. Sauradip has been here before. Welcome back, Sauradip, and of course, Elroy. Welcome to the Fanspire for the first time. So glad you're here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming up, guys. Yeah, so before we go into talking about Liverpool and Manchester United, do you all want to talk a little bit about the games that just happened Saturday, Sunday? Of course, did anyone expect the results that we saw?
No, actually, I go.
Yeah,
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 please.
Elroy, you go.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. All upsets. Really, I feel like City, Chelsea. Chelsea's match, I think, was the most entertaining one for me. Rodrigo, everybody was like, we should take him in FPL and all, and they'll go to see he scores again with an assist, I think.
he scored and then gave assist to Harrison for third goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you guys, Sardeep, Nidhi?
Look, there are going to be a lot of these kind of games in this season. I have already, throughout, we were talking about the Premier League preview. We spoke about Liverpool on our channel about this kind of thing. I see this happening a lot this season, and wait till the teams get back from the World Cup. This will be a regular occurrence this season. I don't see, and again, these could be famous last words, but I don't see, another 90-point season in the Premier League for the title. Honestly, there's going to be a lot of, um, stop start, for the lack of a better word, for the lack of a better term. That's the way I personally see this season because there are going to be injuries. Chelsea's result, especially. So, look, that was just one of those days, and they are, they are going to get better. We all know that. Manchester City, though, see, I have always said this, and this is my personal opinion only, that if you have a team that runs at City, it can cause them problems. We've seen that with Brighton. We've seen that with Liverpool, like in the FA Cup. Of course, in the Premier League games, I think they were the better side, definitely at Anfield, and arguably at Etihad as well. But um, Manchester City has issues with teams that run at them, that bend them out of shape. So, with players going out, injuries, everything, I think this is going to be a jammy season ahead. That's what I think.
All right. And but Sarati, before you give your answer, I'd like to change the question a little bit.
Sure.
So it's been 2 weeks. Probably it's a little bit early to say, but do you think that the mid-level teams have just become better? If we keep talking about these big teams like Chelsea, Man City drawing, we're talking about what they have been doing wrong and how they're not winning a game 3-0. So, do you think these uh, mid-table teams have just become better, or it's too early to say?
Uh, I it's a good question first of all, and I I'll agree to you to a certain extent because yesterday I saw Leeds playing and I saw how they were pressing Chelsea. They ran at least 10 kilometers more than Chelsea. Similar goes for Brighton. They have put Manchester United back foot and they pushed Manchester United a lot. Then I was even impressed with the way Fulham was playing. And although Bournemouth lost against Arsenal, but with their limited resources, Bournemouth also pushed them pretty well. So this table, this new since the league is just has started, the adrenaline rush is there. That I agree. And I feel that is actually allowing this team to push. And what Nidhi said, it's a very good point. If these teams can keep up this momentum till December and have a like at least 5 to 6 points gap from the top of the table, we might have a very very exciting Premier League this time. And I was really impressed how Newcastle, after conceding the goal, had pushed City back yesterday.
Absolutely. I would agree that, these teams really showed a great spirit, and it was just fun to watch as a neutral fan.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday for
true.
me was just fun watching Premier League. Okay, so coming back to Manchester United, you guys, your latest signing. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's worth the money you all have signed him for? I mean, obviously a big hype on social media, but what are your thoughts?
Personally speaking, if I, it might sound very stupid. If I had a stick, I would have taken a stick and bitten the hell out of John Motor or the whoever the recruiter team is. Like, if you can get a deal of Casemiro done in 72 hours, why are you spending 72 plus days for a player who has told that he doesn't want to come? And you are having a new manager, you want to rebuild your club, and you are not supporting him. So for me, although this is a very good signing, but Casemiro is 30 and Premier League pace is different from what a rest of the games or rest of the leagues or rather. I expect this to be a good because we have a quality player, but I hope it's not too late. That's my only fear.
Okay, and Elroy, do you have the same thoughts as Saurabh?
Uh, yeah, I have the same thoughts with it. I'm just happy I have to not see McTominay for a while at least. McTominay, the McFred duo. I just want, especially McTominay, I just want him out.
Okay,
Maguire, McTominay is a deadly combo for their own team.
yeah. Yep. We all know, how much fans love to come here and talk about Maguire and United's defense. And we also have a United fan in the comments, Chinmay. He's super pumped for this match. Looks like
Harry,
he thinks that.
he always jinxes.
Okay, Chinmay, have you heard this? They say that you jinx them. He seems really pumped for the match for some reason. But yeah, so coming to you, Nidhi. Obviously we've spoken. I was on your channel and we spoke about the first draw that was at the start of the season. But then we have just started the season with two draws now. So
Right.
what are your thoughts on the slow start of the season, and do you think that is going to impact this match against United?
Of course, it is going to impact the way in which we play. See, it's already the third game of the season, and it feels like a must win. See, Pep Guardiola was speaking about, before the season started, he was speaking about the World Cup, and he made a very good point. He said that you cannot win the title before the World Cup is played. You can definitely lose the title, right? And I'm not going to sit here and be reactionary and say the title race is over already, as a lot of people are saying. I don't agree with that, but I will say this, that if we don't get the 3 points today, it's already a big gap. And what we've seen with Liverpool is that City does not relinquish a gap that big. We've come close to City, but in the times that we've had this rivalry with City for the title, we are going for them. We have never really been able to overcome the gap. The only time we won the title was when we created a gap so big that it was just not able to be, nobody was able to bridge it. So I think it puts us at a major disadvantage. I don't want to say it's all over on game week 2, or hopefully not, definitely not at the end of game week 3. But it is a very important game, especially with City dropping points yesterday. It becomes all the more important.
Right. So, as a Liverpool fan, obviously, you're thinking about the title race and how it impacts that. United coming to you guys, how does this impact y'all? I mean, you know, y'all don't have a win yet. What are you hoping for? I know a couple of fans were going on about relegation battle, but of course, you know how fans can be after one or two losses. But realistically speaking, like how Nidhi is saying that Liverpool is looking at the title race. What is United realistically looking for in the table? Elroy, do you want to take that?
Uh, I just hope they don't concede more than three goals in the first half. Uh, I think I hope they reach top four because even other teams like Arsenal are in top form and Man City and Liverpool also will get there. I feel right now. I think so just because their forward line Nunes is got red card is suspended and the in the midfield I think so Thiago you will be missing out. So I think so they'll get back at least those three. I feel it is going to be top three, and then the fourth place it can be up for grabs. Basically, United, Chelsea, and even with this Newcastle.
Even like if for Arsenal says City, Liverpool, Arsenal title race. Mm,
He's
all
from
right.
Arsenal.
That's Daksh. That's Daksh. Everybody who's watching it, sorry, I'm just taking this liberty. Everybody who's watching, please go ahead and subscribe to A for Arsenal and the Fanspire. Please go ahead and do that. Hit that subscribe button, man.
Yes, absolutely. And yes, we do have more questions. Someone is saying, as United fans, we're just looking at losing with the lowest goal difference. Sauradip, are you also looking for that? Or are you a little bit more hopeful?
I'm more hopeful, and actually, to be honest, if today game was happening after two losses, I won't mind because I have read about Ten Hag and I have seen what he has done. Wherever he has gone, he has a very slow start, and everywhere because he's very methodical and he's always very like strict and stubborn with his methodology. So it takes time for the players to adapt. So I was pretty certain that it will take time, and this bunch of players have kicked out one of the greatest managers of this generation, a club legend who was doing really well. These players need some discipline, and what Ten Hag is doing, I am here and I'm asking all the United fans who have become a bit intolerant at times to support him no matter what. Our club is not supporting him, but we as a fans can support him and give him the backing that no matter whatever happens, whatever be the result of today's game. Only thing my requirement is that let the team play the way United wants to play. If we lose 3-0, it's fine. But we need to play the way we want to play. And at this moment, I see it's been tried, but the players are somehow pretty reserved. What happened in Brentford was a total catastrophe. Brighton, there was some signs, but all those things which happened last season automatically came back. I feel it's just kind of a mental blockage which this guy players have, and once this is dissolved, I'm pretty sure this team will perform well.
Okay. Chinmay has somewhat the same views. Like he's like, if we lose tonight, which will most likely be because Liverpool is undoubtedly a great team, he wants to see drive and application and
That's
good game
perfect.
of football from United. And I think a
Exactly.
lot of United fans are hoping for that. Perfect. So coming to you again, Nidhi, we have already spoken about the injuries, the injury list, and
Yes.
it's not gone away, it's still there. So how do you think that is going to impact tonight's game?
Look, it's. I mean, how? I mean, of course, the good part is that we have bodies. That's there. So if you look at the midfield, I mean, we are typically the mid again. We'll come to the starting 11 towards the end of the podcast, I'm sure. But see, the point is that we don't have any options. So, for example, if you look at the forward line, you have Luis Diaz, you have Salah, and you have Firmino who's fit to play. If if you want to substitute any of these, then you have basically Fabio Carvalho, who's a very young player, and he's that's where it is. If you talk about the midfield, then you have Fabinho, Henderson, and then depending on who Klopp plays. Personally, I would like to see Fabinho, Harvey Elliott, and Keita in this game. But knowing Klopp, I think he might start with Henderson, right? So then you have Fabinho, Henderson, and Naby Keita. Who do you have as an option on the field? It's either Harvey Elliott, who's again extremely young, or you have a Milner who might not prove to be that effective. Thiago is out, right? Curtis Jones is out. Oxlade Chamberlain he's out as well. Even at the centre backs, who do you have? Like Virgil van Dijk. The good part is, of course, that Virgil van Dijk is fit. But then who's there to partner him? Just Gomez. That's again. I mean, you have Nat Phillips as a body, but again, Nat Phillips. I love Nat Phillips for what he did for us in that injury-ridden season, but he's not a fit for Liverpool. And I wish Nat Phillips all the best, and I want him to do well in his career. But the kind of team we are, he does not suit us. That's the reality. So injuries are all across the park. I really hope that we don't have another injury in this game, because then it all goes to, I don't know. Then it's like hell for leather. It's not an ideal situation to be in.
Right. So yeah, let's take a couple of comments and questions. We have Devi. Hello, and the match on? I don't know. Are people expecting a protest or something again? United fans, Sauradip Elroy. Is that something
I don't know what
or
I read through social
possibly
media.
not?
There is a protest going to be for the Glazers out, and apparently everybody, if you look into everybody is now after Glazers, which is rightfully so, and there are people who are interested to buy United now, although the Glazers are just uh, planning to sell a minority stake, and they have a valuation of United of 6 billion, whereas United stock price in New York Stock Exchange is just 2.5 to 3. So it's crazy what Glazers are doing, and given the performance and how Tenak has been back, most importantly, I feel the United fans have the right to protest. If I was there, I would have also been in the protest for sure.
Okay. All right, but let's get. I mean, obviously, hoping the match takes place and
Yeah,
the team
more
reach
that
the
should
stadium
happen.
well, and there is no sort of there is some kind of order, of
If
course.
if the
But coming
game
back, sorry, yeah, go ahead, Nidhi. Yeah.
if the game does not happen, we should get the 3 points. Klopp is absolutely right, but knowing FA, they will reschedule it, because I was reading a little bit of reports that the United fans are trying to stop the bus and everything. No, why should we suffer? Why should we accommodate another game into an already packed fixture? I mean, I understand from a football point of view. I mean, we've gone through bad owners as well, so I totally understand and empathize that they want these owners out, and I get it. But we should not be at the suffering end of it. If they get this game postponed, we should get the 3 points. But it will not happen. I'm also telling you that.
Well, last time when it happened, the team who got the beating was United only. We had to play 3 games in a
That's
span of
that's
5
because that's because
Super
we
League.
beat you. That's because we beat you.
No, no,
That was
I'm not.
that was
I'm not
earned.
telling about. I'm not telling about the results and anything. I'm just telling when the reschedule happened, United had to play 3 games in 5 days. I don't know anywhere in the world a team has to play 3 games in 5 days, and
We've
because of
Suradeep,
that,
we
and let
have
me.
played 2 games in less than 24 hours. Okay. One was the Club World Cup, and the other one was a
Yeah, that
Carabao
is
Cup
different.
quarterfinal.
That was done, but
Okay, so
this
you
was
brought it
done.
upon. See, again, so it's a united protest. They should manage it. If it gets cancelled, Liverpool should get 3 points, but it will not happen. So you don't have to worry about it. It will get
I
rescheduled.
don't mind. I don't care. Liverpool wants 3 points. Let them give them. It's okay.
Okay, so let's get back to talking about the match. Like, Nidhi obviously gave us a little rundown of who he thinks will be the playing 11. Elroy, do you want to tell us who do you think will be your playing 11 for tonight's match?
Uh, in the forward line, mostly I don't know exactly who will start because the Penang set and Martial is fit, so he could start or Ronaldo might start. And on the left will be Rashford. And I just hope it. I saw some comments that Maguire might not play, so hopefully he doesn't play. But then I think so. Then Varane and maybe Martinez will be the centre back pair, and left back I think so it will be Shaw and Dalot.
Okay, perfect. Also, somebody says Ronaldo on the bench. Of course, there's been a lot of thoughts about
Yeah.
Ronaldo starting or him not starting. Sardeep, do you have a similar lineup? Do you think
No,
that?
I actually don't have, and I
Okay.
expect Maguire. I expect Maguire to play. What I expect is that I expect Lisandro Martinez to start in the central midfield, because if you see in the first two games, the teams have categorically targeted his height of 5'9" and put long balls straight over his head. So I expect him to be at the center of the field, and he is a good ball playing player. I find him one of the best we have in our team. He's pretty comfortable in the ball. Only thing is the height, which has been targeted, and Premier League is like that. It's going to be physical from day one. So I expect him to be at the center of the park, and I just want this guy to play. I'm biased here. I want James Garner to start along with him. I want Christian Eriksen on the bench. I want a guy, because our bench is weak, and Christian is a guy who can come off the bench and change the game. Because Liverpool, like Nidhi said, they have a big problem with their bench strength. So if that kind of a guy of Christian Eriksen can come and change the game, and James Garner, let's just give this guy a chance to prove himself. We are playing Mac and Fred non-stop, and they are not giving us anything. McTominay just runs, and he looks like a high school bully who just can't play properly. Let's give this guy a chance. Let's give this Garner boy a chance and let him play. And this is a good game. And he's a United boy through in throughout. He knows what this game means. Let's give a young blood chance. That's what I feel. And expect Ronaldo to start and Sancho and Rashford on the left and right. And rest of the
Okay.
team remains the same for me.
Okay, perfect. I think a couple of comments say that Ronaldo would be on the bench. Anyway, let's see about that. And yes, about what Nidhi said about getting the 3 points, we also have a couple of Liverpool fans and others agreeing with him on that. So I think, yeah, there's just going to be fans, who have different opinions and about this. Obviously, United fans won't be liking it, but for Liverpool fans, we would rather take the 3 points. Someone has a question about the style of play. Nidhi, do you want to take it? I think it's more about like the crossing and style of play, and how do you think that's going to work tonight?
I mean, look, it's not completely wrong, right? It's not. We If you look at teams that have been successful throughout history, if you look at any team in the world, like United during the 2000s, there were always tweaks, and these were not major changes. That, for example, if you look at when Manchester United lost the title by goal difference, it was one tweak, Robin van Persie, right? And that gave them a clear shot at the title. So, have we been found out? No, but it requires us for to change things up. For example, if you look at the last season, you when we were in possession, you might have seen, you might have noticed that Trent was coming a lot inside, and on the ball he was like almost like an attacking midfielder when in possession, while Henderson used to drift wide, right? So that is a certain tweak. That's a little bit of a tweak in the approach with which Liverpool can approach games. One thing that obviously the big change is that now Klopp has signed a number 9. We've never seen Jurgen Klopp sign a number 9 after Dortmund. Now we've seen it. So that will require Salah's role to change a little bit. That will require Trent's role to change a little bit. Players like Henderson, we have to think about their succession planning as well. So consequently, then in the midfield, you had, we were going for the kind of players like Chouamini, for example. Of course, he went to Real Madrid, but um, who comes in? Right, who comes in and provides that tweak, who comes in and provides that spark? That's the big question. But yes, I agree, we cannot continue to play the same way as we always did and expect the same results. I don't particularly agree with the fact that our style is just to spam crosses into the box, because if that was the case, we would have been found out a lot earlier, right? It's easy to defend against that. It's more of, I mean, I can go into more detail, but I think that's not the point of this podcast anyway. But I don't think it's a big problem as such, but we some tweaks are needed for sure, and I think that is true for every team in the world.
I have a
Okay.
question for Nidhi here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks. Uh, Having lost Sadio Mane,
Mhm.
do you think that has also been a factor of changing the dynamics of how Liverpool play? Because on the left, it looks, although Luis Diaz is very good player, but I think the holding of the ball through which and Salah used to make the runs, that is missing.
Look, definitely. See, you lose a player like Sadio Mane, you will be affected. I am not going to sit here and say, oh, it doesn't matter. We've lost Sadio Mane. Who cares? Not that, right? The point is that if you look at our transfer strategy as well, I mean, we were going for a midfielder, but then the Mane transfer went through. And to be fair to Mane, he had expressed his desire to Klopp a while back. He had said that he wanted to move on and he wanted to go to Bayern Munich. What has changed? See, if you look at the last 6 months, Mane was not even playing on the left wing, right? He was playing through the middle, right?
Yes.
And if you look at
Yeah.
Mane, if you look at and again, which Liverpool fan does not love Mane? We played three finals, we could not score, right? We played the top four teams, we could not beat them even once, right? Um, I have always firmly believed that the current situation in which Liverpool and Manchester City are, when Liverpool plays Manchester City, we have to beat them at least once, and we did not do that. And the deductions can be several. I mean, you can talk about the midfield, you can talk about the striker. I think it also boils down to converting the dominance that we have, and the problem with that we saw against Crystal Palace as well. Yes, Sadio Mane's departure has hurt us, but I think that we are trying to, my previous point, we're trying to tweak it. We're trying to evolve into a different kind of team, which is very, very important. I definitely miss Sadio though. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't miss Sadio
Yeah.
Mane?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we've spoken, about probably the possible starting 11. We've spoken a little bit about the tactics as well. I have like it's like more on the lighter side, a little fun question for you all. So we've seen a red card given out. Obviously, there was another one, but the decision was reversed. If I personally think that this United Liverpool match is going to be really physical because obviously both teams are fighting for a lot. If you were to pick one player who would possibly get a red card in this match, who do you think that would be? Elroy, do
I
you want to go first?
I think Elroy should answer that. He's been quiet for quite some time.
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
I think maybe Maguire, because the way the last match he was going for physical tackles for no reason. He's going to be put as a man down, and yeah, he either
Oh,
scores goal against us or makes us one player less.
oh my gosh, I think really I feel for United fans every time you are here on the show. There has to be
Yeah,
something said about Maguire, and I think also apart from just getting a red card, majority of the memes would also be about Maguire after every
yeah,
United match. If you go online, so Radip, if you had to
yeah.
choose one player, either from Liverpool or from United, who would get a red card in today's match?
Well, the person would have chose is already suspended because he looks like a guy who could be the next Suarez, a talented player but very temperamental. Nunes. If I have to choose now, that would be question. Uh, I will choose Ronaldo here. I
Oh, okay.
let him get embarrassed. What
That's a
he's
good that's a good shout actually.
let him get embarrassed by himself for what he's doing inside the club.
Interesting, interesting. I wonder whether a lot of people watching this would also agree. Put in your comments. We can see some are saying Darwin Nunes, but he already got a red card. Someone is like Casemiro. The guy hasn't even
We-
played yet. I mean, give the
All
guy.
this all this while
You,
we were talking about Darwin Nunes, his off the ball movement, he showed that to us in the worst possible way. That's not the off the ball movement that we wanted to see Nunes. But anyway,
Okay, Nidhi, if
the-
you had to choose anyone who'd get a red card, just a random pick.
look, my pick would be either a Scouser or a or a Mank. So maybe someone like a Trent or maybe Scott McTominay, because that rush of blood is always there. We've seen that. We've seen that with Rooney. We've seen that with Stevie. Both of them Scousers, by the way. But that comes in, right, and that can. Although to be fair, I mean that kind of that kind of a game we've not seen in a long time, where it's fiercely contested.
Yeah, that is which is
It's
missing.
sort of mellowed down. Um, but yeah, that's. I hope there are no red cards. Yeah, it just kills the game, according to me.
Okay, so someone says Trent, someone says yeah. Oh,
This
if
guy
this
is never getting
Hey,
sent.
they,
This guy is never getting sent off. He has the
yeah,
coolest than anyone.
Elroy,
it
do you
could be
want to?
Robertson.
Yeah, go
It could
ahead.
be Robertson also.
Robertson can be both.
Robertson also plays physical, so it will be him also. So mostly, I don't think anyone else, unless the managers go mad again.
Klopp or Eric Ten Hag. Like we've
Yeah,
already seen one tussle in this Premier League campaign. This is like this
Right.
might
yeah.
be part two.
Literally, it's
And
just been 2 weeks. We've had like so much drama. We had two red cards. Wow.
clips already have come. How comparison of rivalries, how Pep and Klopp act, and how Tuchel and Conte act. And then
Yes.
one clip comes on Wenger and Mourinho also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mourinho was
Social media is absolutely buzzing. Also, Elroy is part of our FPL league. For all those, we have this really fun FPL league going on, and Elroy is always there with the best memes and keeping us entertained all the time. So thanks for that, Elroy.
Yeah, you're
Let's
welcome.
see. Somebody also says Klopp red card. Someone says Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, it could be.
Possible?
Yeah, he'll get if he gets frustrated, he'll just keep complaining for no reason. And for I think so for complaining, he'll get two yellows and get sent off.
Okay, wow. Well, let's hope this game is more of like good football, as both teams would want to see like really good football being played and less of the red cards. So yeah, let's go to the final segment of this predictions. Would you guys like to go ahead and give your predictions? Sorry.
Um, before I go to the predictions, I think the first 30 minutes of the game will be very, very important. Liverpool has been rusty. If you see their game against Fulham or Palace, they have been very rusty in the initially. And United have been, I don't know what they're having the problem, the mental problem. So whoever team has the courage, pushes them, press them, and if they score, then the game would be like their game would shift into their balance. I expect a United win 1-0 or a draw of 0-0 with a very good game with no red cards.
Okay, cool. Elroy, do you want to give your predictions for
I
this?
I think so. The score might be 2-1 in favor United because I don't trust United to keep a clean sheet though. So I think so. 2-1 might be the score. Uh, Either I think so. Ronaldo or Martial might score, and other than it can be luckiest. That was the second goal.
Okay, perfect. Nidhi, yes, you can go ahead. But before you do, guys, all those who have tuned in, please do go ahead and check out Nidhi's channel. Mostly based on Liverpool content, and do subscribe to their channel as well. We've linked it in the description below. So yeah, Nidhi, go ahead and give us your predictions.
Yeah. So I don't do score predictions, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what I want to see. If you look
All
at our last few the game we have started, we were 1-0 down against Palace at half. Okay, let's talk about the halftime. We were 1-0 down against Palace, against Fulham. With last game it was 1-1. Southampton also it was 1-1. Against Villa it was 1-1. We've got into this bad habit of scoring, conceding early, and what that does is, though we can overcome it, what that does is it gives we have to chase the game, right? Against Palace, started off brilliantly, then sort of faded out. What I want to see in this game is we start well, we play well in the middle, and we finish well, right? Because we've seen what happens to us sometimes. The other team might not be dominating as much, but they will get that one moment. And trust me, every team does get their moments, and that's what they've been counting on. So I want to see us go strong, go fast, and hit them straight, right? That's what I want to see, like clinical finish and aggression. That's what I want to see. What will happen is, again, I don't see the future, so I don't know.
Right. That was really well put up, Nidhi, of course. Okay, so before we end, we do this other kind of fun segment. We ask the fans if they would like to say anything to the opposite fans. So, Sauradip, Elroy, do you want to say anything to Nidhi before the game? It could be, a bit of banter. It could be good luck probably
Yeah,
before the game. There are some
yeah,
fans who are actually pretty nice and wish the opponents all the best. But yeah,
yeah,
Elroy, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, you can ask Klopp to check the grass. Like, we don't like complaining the grass is dry.
Okay, Sauradip.
Elroy actually answered it. I'll just wish good luck. I'll just wish good luck, and I hope whatever be the results, if it doesn't go Liverpool play, Klopp has a good excuse to say it. I always look after his excuses.
It's like
Okay,
Tuchel. It's also like Tuchel. He also gives excuses nowadays.
But anyways, I hope Liverpool have a good game, and I hope they look like a mini hospital. I hope that's recovered soon.
oh no, not at the injury. Sorry. Okay, Nidhi, do you want to say anything to our United
No,
fans
no,
here?
no, absolutely fine. Good luck for the game. Good luck with your protest. Um, I hope you get rid of these owners. I know. I mean, it's a little serious conversation, but as a Liverpool fan, I know how toxic can bad owners be. Uh, but I think fans, is the game going ahead? I just read that they're planning to stop the bus and all that. If that is the case, let's hope that the fans show up and the game goes ahead. That's my only thing, because we want to play, we want to put a good performance in, and can't wait.
Okay,
I think so. The most of the fans will be Liverpool only because most United fans might be protesting either way
I would,
if
I
the
would
if the
really,
match goes on.
sorry,
Away fans are not allowed first into the
stadium.
stadium.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The home fans are always allowed entry first because management.
Yeah.
So
we'll just have to wait and watch and hope that the match does happen. Dave, can we know which team you support? 3 points.
Dave is
Are
a
you?
Liverpool fan. Dave is a
Oh,
Liverpool
okay.
fan.
All right. So, yeah, he's obviously rooting for Liverpool.
For
Someone
me,
asked me my predictions and lineup. I'm a Liverpool fan, of course. Here I'm trying to be as neutral as possible uh, as the host here today. But yeah, I want to see a good game. I want to see really good goals from Liverpool, as Nidhi says. 2-0. I'd be happy with a 2-0 win. And Salah scoring because he's my FPL captain. So, yeah.
I should not score. And I just have one thing to say here.
Yes,
Uh,
go ahead.
I I want the protest to go on, and it should happen. But I also want the game to happen. So the ideal case for me should be United fans walking out of Old Trafford and letting only the Liverpool fans be there. So that would be a big statement. It would be a big statement because that would also let United lose a lot of revenue from this game. And everywhere in the world looks into this game, and if they see the United fans are walking out of the stadium and Liverpool fans are there at Old Trafford, so that makes a big difference. So I hope some sense goes into it play. And just think once that if you're protesting and stopping the timbers, the players actually are going to suffer. The owners are there sitting on their couch and having some beers and enjoying the cash rich money, so it doesn't affect them.
Right. Well, just hoping, obviously, as United fans, the owners do take notice of what's happening and take notice of this. But overall, it's been a great discussion. It's been fun. We've also discussed tactics and the game as well. Thank you so much for coming on, Nidhi,
Pleasure.
Sardeep, and Elroy. It was really good having you here. Um, of course, so we'd like to see you on again sometimes. Thank you to everyone who tuned
Absolutely.
in and put in your comments and questions. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon. Good night and thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
Cheers,
you.
guys.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Take care. Good
Bye
night.
Hit the
Take
bye.
care.
like button.